welcome back to another video and another look. Today's look is just going to be a nice, really easy, really soft eye look and a beautiful bold lip. I'm really into wearing the red lipsticks just now. Red lipstick is my absolute favourite lipstick. I really think it's a nice complement to my skin tone. It just looks really, really nice. I'm going to be using a different red lipstick to the one that we used yesterday. So as you can see, I already have makeup tape on to give me that really nice clean finish to my eyeshadow. My eyebrows are done, my face is primed, and I have went in with my Rimmel London Lasting Radiance Concealer on the eyelids to give me a really nice clean base. And I'm using two eyeshadow palettes. Mainly the eyeshadow palette I'm using is the Forgive Me Susie. This little eyeshadow palette is really, really pretty, and I really love the shimmer shades in this one. And just to deepen the eye look up, I'm going in with the Maybelline Countdown palette, and I'm only really going to be using this shade here for just to darken out the outer edges. So we're going to get started. The brush I'll be using to apply it mainly will be this one and my little doe colour fluffy brush. The first colour I'll be using over my entire lid is this one here. Such a nice palette. So something else I wanted to talk about today was I got a chap at the door this morning at about 8 o'clock, and I was on the phone to my mum. Straight away I thought it was going to be the postman, but I thought it was really, really early if it was. But really that's the only person we get coming to the door because of lockdown. So I went down the stairs, answered the door. There was a man standing quite close to the door. He wasn't very far away. Now bearing in mind we're in lockdown and there's the whole social distancing measures going on. And he had bags of tools. And I'm really expressive facially, and I just looked at him and I didn't know what he was there for, and he says, "I'm here to service your boiler." Now straight away wee alarm bells started going off. And I always trust my gut instinct, and that was something that my mother brought me up, was even if it was wrong, always trust your gut instinct, because the majority of the time it's going to be right, and mine generally is. So our boiler was serviced less than a year ago. I had no letter or notification that someone was coming to service the boiler. And when I looked at him, there was no ID tags, there was no uniform, he just had a navy blue top on and work trousers, no brands, nothing, no ID tags, and he made no attempt to identify himself either. And then I started looking for a works van, because obviously most of these boiler service companies, they have work vans that have their company logo plastered over. He did say which company it was from, which is the company that would normally service our boilers. But I couldn't see a van, not even a plain van sitting. So I said that I had received nothing to say that the boiler was being serviced and that I wouldn't be letting him in. He didn't even have a face mask or gloves or anything, you know, if he's going into people's homes to protect himself as well as the people in the homes. Absolutely nothing. So he says, "I'll come back next week and hopefully by then you'll have had a letter." So, not saying he wasn't legit, but he made no attempt to identify himself. He didn't have anything to identify himself. I never even saw the card. He never even offered to show me his card. Whereas previously, when we had our boiler serviced, the gentleman that came straight away lifted up his ID, showed me who he was, told me who he was and why he was there. But just something to keep in mind, be careful and make sure you know who you're letting into your home. I'm not saying he genuinely wasn't from that company, but it's better to be safe than sorry, especially during lockdown. So both my eyes are done with that one colour. I'm going to be taking this next fluffy brush. This is my angled brush from Primark, and I'm going to be going into the crease with this one, and I'm going to be smoking that out. This is just a nice transition shade. I'll be using it on the outer corner and the inner corner of my eye, but I'll be keeping the middle section of my eye clear. So just like that. And I do actually really like this palette. It's quite pretty. And the pigment is nice. You do get fallout with it and kick back, but I would say the colour payoff is alright. So outer corner again, bringing that slightly onto the tape, into the crease and down. And also I checked with someone that I know that works in sort of partnership with the local council, and I thought it was strange to be having the boiler serviced with no communication about it, and with it having been serviced already less than a year ago. My phone is about to cut out again for some reason. We got cut off again. Don't you just love it when it's taking you 3 days to figure something out? It's took me 3 days to find out the reason why my phone keeps cutting out and the memory was getting choked up was because it was all getting backed up in a recycling bin. So we shouldn't get cut out again at all. Now I'm going back in with this matte pink in the crease, and if you missed the first part, the eyelid, we went in with this colour here just to really give it a nice bit of shine, blank out any colour that's poking through. Obviously my concealer's already on, it's been set with my pressed powder. We're going back into the crease and the inner and outer corners only on the eyelid. Then I'm just taking that right onto the tape and the brow bone. And it's lovely weather today. I've got it really, really nice. I was expecting it to be a bit dull, so it wasn't too great yesterday. And it was really muggy. Ridiculously muggy. It really wasn't nice. We had the windows open and there was just no breeze coming out at all. And just building this colour up, especially into this crease, because I just want a really light shadow. Just to make that stand out. This palette I actually received in a Birchbox subscription. I've cancelled it, but this was in the first box that I received. And I think the good thing about it was that because it arrived in the box, I tried something new, whereas I don't think I would have bought this if I'd seen it. Personally, it's quite a small palette and just, I don't think it was something that I would reach for, you know, if it was at a shop. So for the next colour, we're missing out this one. This one I'll be going in with last. We're going to go in with this one. This is going to go in the outer corner, ever so slightly into the crease, just a little bit, and this is just going to help darken this out a little bit, and I'm bringing it down onto the makeup tape. And then just blending it out with this more dense brush that's from Moda. You could apply this just with a fluffy eyeshadow brush and just slowly build it up. You don't necessarily need the same sort of brushes to do it. And we watched the movie last night, Onwards. We've not finished it. I ended up, I was really tired and fell asleep, but it was such a good film. It's really, really funny. It's an animated film, if you've not heard of it. We watched it last night and it was really good. But as I say, I've not finished it. It was near the end when we turned it off. But it was quite good. Again, just like the Queen's Corgi, really into the animated films just now. I think it's because it's something different and it's light-hearted, isn't it? It's just something nice and cheery. Takes your mind off of the whole lockdown situation, which is always a benefit. So can you see just that wee bit of depth that that's adding? And of course I will be going in with a darker brown from my Countdown palette just to darken up a little bit more. It's not a smoky eye, I'm not sure what you would call this. And I'm just dragging that colour into the crease just a little bit, making sure it's really well blended. And you'll see, obviously it looks like I'm going quite down low in the eye, but the makeup tape's there, so it'll stop it from going down, and then any messy bits we can clean up. Missed a little bit. So for the darker part, Maybelline Countdown palette, I'm going to be using this dark brown here. It is a matte brown. I'm going to concentrate that really in the corner, the outer corner of the eye, and just blending it so slightly because I really want that colour to be able to stay where it is. But there's the difference compared to this eye that doesn't have it. It's just a wee bit extra. I do wish that palette, the Forgive Me Susie palette, I do wish that it did have a darker colour in it. I just think that the darker shade would have been a bit better for this sort of eye look. I'm going to go in again just to get it a little bit darker, and obviously you can build colours up. Every eyeshadow is different, every make is different, every brand is different on what sort of colour payoff you get, whether it's really light, whether it's really intense. I have got a Primark palette there that is very pigmented, very pigmented. So there we go, I think that's got enough. I don't want it too dark. It's just a really nice, gentle eye look today that looks like I care. But I also don't care. That's how it's supposed to look anyway. So that's that bit done. I'm going to go in with the same brush, but I'm going to wipe it first to get any of that dark colour off, any excess. And I'm going back into the Forgive Me Susie palette, and I'm going in with this colour. This is going to go in here in the middle part of the eye. And it's not a strong pigment, it's more of a sheen. It's more glittery, and it's just for that middle section. And ever so slightly on the very edge of that brown that we put on to deepen it up. And you can really build this glitter colour. It's really fine and shimmery, and when you build it up, if you're doing a really glittery eye, it's really pretty. So it was just a little bit just to deepen it up. I think I'm going to go back in with the matte pink just into this crease bit, just to tidy it up a little bit. That one here, this one. And just to help blend that with the brown. Do you see, it just deepens it up just a little bit. And I do quite like the concealer by Rimmel, the Lasting Radiance. I quite like that just for the eyes. I don't use it to conceal spots or anything. I don't think it's particularly good at that, but as it says, the radiant part, it is really nice on the eyes. So now that we've done the eyes, I'm going to go off camera, I'm going to do my eyeliner and my mascara, and we'll come back and then we'll start putting on the foundation. I actually forgot to show you guys me taking the tape off so that you could see the clean edge. If that is something you do want to see in a wee bit more detail to do with makeup tape, watch my video from yesterday. So I do apologise. My face, as I said, has already been primed, and for primer I used this. This is Bare Face Chick Face Primer. Never used it before, never heard of it before. It's a very mattifying primer. It's heavily perfumed. It's a perfume that reminds me of a perfume my great grandmother wore. I don't know what it was called, but it's almost very florally, and on the skin it's very thick, and the only way I can compare it to is Bepanthen, the Nappy Rash cream. It's very thick. It makes the skin almost sticky, but it was actually quite a nice primer. It did smell nice, but if you're sensitive to perfumes, I would be very careful. So for foundation, I'm going to be going in with my Phoera, same foundation as yesterday. I'm really enjoying using this just now. This is in the shade 102 Nude. I have this in a lighter shade as well, but I like to let you know what shade I'm using, and again, I'm using the damp makeup sponge to apply. So we're going to be starting on this side of the face, obviously trying to do my best to keep clear of the eye makeup. And we'll see how this primer holds up. This primer I got for £2. quite a big bottle, I feel, for a primer. It's only £2, but in a separate video I'll be doing, I'm going to let you know a bit more about this primer, because I have a suspicion that it's fake, and I may have found a way to actually find out if products are fake. It's not foolproof, but I'm going to be explaining a little bit more about that in another video. My skin as well, I said before in a previous video that I've been doing a bit more of self-care. I wasn't really a big one for doing self-care when it came to like face masks and, you know, really just giving my skin that extra bit of TLC. However, I started investing a bit more in my skincare, and my pigmentation has dramatically reduced, and my skin seems to really naturally look healthier. So I'm really impressed. I will be doing a video shortly about my skincare routine, what I use, why I use it, and just going into a lot of detail about it. So I do hope you'll stick around and watch that, and also to make sure that you don't miss that video, make sure you subscribe and ring the bell and leave a comment, let me know you've been here, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Works done really well. So there you can really see the difference. My skin on my neck is still slightly pink. I'm starting to think I may have a little bit of sunburn, because sometimes my skin can go quite red quite easy. I've got fairly sensitive skin, but there you can really see the difference that this has done. It's really just cancelled out all that redness and the bits of pigmentation that I have left. But overall I think it's a really good foundation, and it really does last all day. And as I say, I don't really use setting sprays, and I had my sun cream spray thing that I had on yesterday, and I used that throughout the day, and the makeup did not budge at all. So we're going to now go in, finish this side of the face, and you're going to see it helping to cover up my broken vein. This is a broken vein, it's not a blemish, and that is actually, to me personally, I feel has significantly improved. Also, it's not as red. I don't know why, but it's not as red. I don't know if it's the glycolic acid, is it the retinol, is it the salicylic acid? I really can't work out which one it is. Really doing my best not to disrupt that eye makeup. Quite a nice job of filling in the pores and the fine scarring. Make sure I get that. It's doing quite a nice job. I'm impressed. For £2. No, we'll see how it lasts throughout the day. It could look nice just now, and then my face could literally just fall off as the day goes on. You never know. But I really do like this foundation, and I seem to be quite drawn to it quite recently. I've always liked it. Just, I don't know if it's just the change in my skin that's drawn me more to it or what. And it's a soft matte finish. And the foundation is £2. In case you haven't seen my previous videos where I discussed this foundation before in a bit more depth, it is £2 for 30ml. £2. Just trying to really get that little bit covered in there. Quite awkward. And you can use a brush to apply this. It says on the directions to use the brush. I always used the brush up until very recently when I decided to try it with a damp sponge, and I really like the finish of it, and the coverage of it is fantastic. And I would also like to say welcome my 2 new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing. I think that's absolutely wonderful and I really appreciate it. So welcome to my little YouTube family, and I hope you enjoy all my videos. So, just going to tidy. I've got a wee bit of redness here. There we go. And to set this, I'm going in with my usual pressed foundation from Primark. This is £2, it's fantastic. It's great if you have skin leaning towards the more drier side. It's not as drying as a loose setting powder. And I'm using my big large powder brush from Primark, the 115 from the PS Pro range. This is a really nice brush. All their PS Pro range brushes are really, really good. And future videos will be about my makeup collection brush wise, what I use, what it's for. I have all different types of brushes to apply makeup, especially foundation brushes. I love trying different methods to apply my foundation. This pressed powder offers a little bit extra coverage. It is buildable coverage, this foundation. And I find that the Phoera foundation is one that you typically do need to set in with a powder because it's a soft matte finish, but it can crease. However, if you did have really dry skin, you can try it without setting it at all and see if it works. But I do think it's a fantastic foundation. I think the coverage on it is great. For contour, I'm using my Golden Bronze Sculpting palette from Rimmel. This one is from Rimmel. I was about to say Maybelline, just pure habit. And to put in my contour, I'm going to be using my flat contour brush from Primark. This is the 111 brush. I'm going into this colour, this sculpting colour right here. I've used this palette multiple times and it's not even got a dent in it. You really don't need a lot. And it blends really, really nicely. You will be seeing this video later on tonight, just the way things have worked today and what I need to do after this video. I won't be able to get the editing done until a bit later, so hopefully it won't be much later. I hope. And what do you think of my eyebrows? This is a Primark brow sketch. It's very, very thin. It has a spoolie at one end and a little sort of pencil at the other. And I've had to draw my eyebrows in because they were looking a little bit sparse. So I have drawn them in. What do you think? Let me know. What's your favourite brow product? Are you a brow gel, a brow pomade, a pencil, a pen? I've always been really interested in using the brow pens, but I'm always worried that they're going to be far too harsh, and you hear quite mixed reviews. And I'm new to doing my eyebrows. I never really used to do my eyebrows, but I got quite a few eyebrow products from Primark because they're so affordable. I believe that one that I have for the brows was about 80 or 90 pence. It was definitely less than £1. Definitely less. Just going to go in again and darken up these areas. You can use a bronzer for this. However, it depends what sort of colours are in it. But it also depends on your skin tone. What works for you might not work for someone else, and vice versa. What works for me might not work for someone else. But this palette is great. I think the colour payoff is fantastic. Obviously I am going to blend it in, but it's a fantastic product. And as I say, I've barely made a dent in that, and I have had that for almost a year, and I use it regularly, if not every day. And I really don't need a lot. So I'm going to go in with my Moda powder brush. This is a really, really soft brush. It's not too dense, but it's not too thin. I'm going to use that to blend this out. And then we're going to get the highlighter, and it's just going to be a really light highlighter colour today. A really gentle one. And you don't need to put much pressure behind your brush when you're blending this out. You're really just tickling it. You don't need a lot. There you go, already just how quickly that's blended out. It's really, really nice. And one thing I always like to pay particular attention to when I am blending out, especially the contour shades, I don't want to buff this and bring it down the face, because it can make you look a bit dirty, or it can make it look too hollow sometimes, because I find when you're blending it more up the way and up onto the cheek, it looks far nicer. And also you do want that nice clean edge, can make that jawline really stand out. So to show you a bit more, this is how I like to blend that contour colour. But you see just how nicely that does blend and how easy it is, and I find that it just really sets the cheekbones up. And if you don't have cheekbones, this can really help create the illusion that you do have cheekbones. And obviously the flat-headed contour brush really helps you get that straight line, because sometimes I do use like a brush like this, an angled brush, and you just stick in this, the lower part of that brush under your cheekbone. It's not as sculpted looking, it can look more natural, but I really love the flat top brush. So for highlight, we are going in with, let's go for a little Primark highlighter. I think this is so cute, and I mainly picked it up because it was cute. I couldn't even see what was inside it, and this was £3.50. It's a beautiful highlight. I've used this many times. I don't think I've had it in a video yet, but this is what it looks like inside. It comes with a wee compact mirror. I think it's just absolutely adorable, really adorable. Again, it's a very fine highlight. It is buildable, but I've used this a few times. Again, no kickback, no fallout. It's just really nice. It's more on the whiter side for a highlight, but it's just really nice, and it's not too much. A little bit on my little narrow bit of my nose, and then just a little bit on the lips. I'm going to go in here just a little bit. It's just ever so light, but you can see when I move my head, just that really nice light touch of highlight. And for blush today, I'm going in with my Dome English Rose. I get this modelled up with a lipstick that I have that is Vintage Rose. And for a blusher brush today, I'm using this. This is the tapered blush brush from Primark. It's number 116. It's a really nice brush. It's smaller than my Moda blusher brush. It's not as dense. Sometimes I find it, with it not being as dense, you're getting it, your product goes on lighter and more evenly, and it doesn't swamp the cheekbone either, because it is just a little bit smaller. And to me, to describe this blush, it's muted. I would say it's not vibrant, it's not intense, it's really natural looking. And if you don't have contour or anything on, this can be a really nice colour for a makeup no makeup look. For a no makeup look, I should say. So this is just to add a little bit of colour back into the face, because when you are using a full coverage foundation, sometimes it can be, it'll totally take out your features. It can really just take everything away. So when you are using theatre makeup, camera makeup, full coverage makeup, Phoera is a movie makeup, so it's very thick, and if you didn't draw the contours of your face back in, you would just look really blunt. So it's really nice to bring back the features back into the face with contours, blushers and highlights. So that's us for the blusher, and I do really like that blusher. However, it was £28. I received it in a Birchbox and it's £28. I don't personally feel that it would be worth the £28. It's a nice blush, but I feel Primark offer the exact same for £1. So I'm going to go off camera again, I'm going to put my lipstick on, we're going to discuss the rest of the look, and that'll be it. And we're back, lipstick is done. For lipstick today, I used the PS Matte in Magenta. This is more of a, I would say it was more of a pink red than a full-on red like the lip I had yesterday, but it's a lovely lipstick. It's matte, but it doesn't dry. It doesn't dry right down to the point it's going to dry your lips out. It's, I would explain it as more of a moisturising matte. So it is matte, but it doesn't dry. It's not budge proof, but it is a really nice lipstick. It's more comfortable on the lips than a full-on matte, but I think this is quite a nice look for day-to-day stuff. Whether it's in quarantine watching TV, I think it's a fantastic look. I think you can really change it up a bit if you're going out later on that evening to dinner. Once this is all over, you can darken up the outer corners. But for this today, really nice casual look. So join me next time. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you all again. And to my subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Bye guys.